Well, good afternoon,
Hello,
everybody.
everybody. Good afternoon. Hope everybody is doing well out there, staying well, being healthy. So thank you for joining us this afternoon, or this morning, depending on what time you're listening to this.
Right, 3 a.m. in the morning, maybe.
3 a.m. So, well, we have some things to discuss today related to the Script Talk program, and we have with us a guest that's going to be speaking here and there. Her name is Amanda. Thank you for joining us, Amanda.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on today.
Wonderful. Amanda is with Envision America, and could you tell us just briefly a little bit about Envision America, what you guys do, what your mission is about?
Yeah, absolutely. So we got started back in 1996. Our president's two uncles both had retinitis pigmentosa, and as a family, they used to play cards a lot. Well, as many of you may know, with RP, it differs between each person and how much vision they have, how quick they lose their vision, and things of that nature. So one of the uncles had vision for a longer amount of time than the other. So one did know how to read Braille and the other did not. But while they would be playing cards, they would be using Braille cards, and they had a sneaking suspicion that possibly somebody was cheating when they were dealing. And so they are a very competitive family, and they kind of got tired of losing. So our president today, Dave Raystrick, wrote a program on a laptop and used a barcode scanner. And what they did is they put barcode labels on all the playing cards, and then the uncles could wear a headset. They'd have an earbud plugged into this laptop, and they'd be able to scan the card with this barcode scanner, and it would tell them what cards they had. So that is how Envision America got started. And with the two uncles' advice, it evolved into what we now call the ID Mate barcode scanner. So we are now on our sixth generation of the ID Mate, which is an ID Mate Galaxy. From there, the first and largest customer that they had was the VA, and the VA kept purchasing these ID mates for the veterans. And so, they questioned, what all are you guys using this for? And at the time, they were doing a lot of labeling of medications. And so they would be putting barcodes on these medications, but the VA was looking for something that was pharmacist delivered and separate from the ID mate. And so Dave Raystrick, our president, got busy and developed ScripTalk, which you're going to learn about today. And ScripTalk is a prescription reader. So it reads all the information that's on the print label out loud to an individual. Over the years, we're now moving on to our third generation of ScripTalk, but we also have apps available on Android and iPhone. It is a free service to users by using a participating pharmacy. And so that's the important part, is you got to use a participating pharmacy because they put the special labels on.
Yes.
That's great. Yeah, and we'll also talk about the ID Mate here as well. This is like, I brought mine from home. This is my favorite device of all time, I think. Super handy.
Yes, and I'll tell you briefly. My story with Script Talk is years ago I had heard about the program, and I was very intrigued by it. So I went down to my local Walmart pharmacy, and they just so happened to be contracted with Envision to provide Script Talk to participants or patients. And so while I was on site, they looked it up in their system and they helped me to fill out an application actually while I was there at the pharmacy. And then that was submitted on my behalf, and I was contacted by Envision. And what they did is they sent me the platform, which I'm going to discuss here in a moment. And then the pharmacy received what's called the RFID tag, radio frequency ID tag, that has the information encoded for what the medication is. And so whenever I got a medication filled, that RFID tag was already on the prescription, and then I was able to identify what the prescription was. Because I don't know about you, Sean, but if I don't have to ask somebody, hey, what is this? Can you read this to me? I'd like to, have that information immediately.
One more level of independence.
Yes, one more level of independence, and certainly helps that with that, and it helps to kind of build a bridge over a barrier when it comes to reading. So, all that being said, why don't I just show you guys the actual ScripTalk station itself, go over some of its features.
ScripTalk station ready.
You may have heard it just speak out loud. This device, it's basically a platform that works in tandem with these pill bottles over here that do have the RFID tags on them that I was describing. And if you're holding it as it's facing you, now right now it's facing away from me, it's facing towards the camera, but if you were in front of you, there's a set of 3 buttons closest to you, and then in front of the 3 buttons is a wheel. And this wheel is a volume control, but also it's an on-off. So you may hear kind of a snap, a snapping sound. That's the clicking of the button on and off. It makes a sound too when you turn it on. See if it'll behave itself and do that for me. Okay. And to be completely honest, this one has a little bit of a minor technical problem, but we'll work through it. Now, once it's on, you can put a prescription bottle on the platform, and the way that or the location that you know where to put it at is located towards the top of the platform as it's laying flat, and it's actually textured. You ever notice that, Sean, how it's got a texture?
It's got the bumps on there.
Bumps,
yep.
Yeah, so that's kind of like your landing strip to know where you put the bottle at. So assuming the bottle's on that, and the RFID tag is kind of towards the bottom of the bottle. So I have that now. And there's a button here in the center. As I said earlier, there are 3 buttons. And the button in the center is called the Read Me button. So if I push that while having a bottle on the platform, on the ScripTalk reader, it will begin scanning and then reading. I'll push that now.
Patient. John Jason. Medication. Amoxicillin. 250 milligram capsule.
No, that's a little fast, isn't it, Sean?
That's a little quick.
That's if you're a speed reader like me, but not everybody's a speed reader like me. So why don't we adjust that? The thing the nice about ScripTalk is how you can actually adjust the speech rate at which it reads the medication. So I'll do that now. And the way you do that, by the way, is there are 2 arrow keys on either side of the oval key in the center, and the one on the left, I believe, is previous, and the one on the right is next. So I'm going to hold that down. And it's not going to say anything.
No prescription in. No prescription information is available.
Ah, well, it is
Please
slower.
scan medication. No prescription in.
Get this to slow down.
No prescription information is available.
Yeah, it seems to be definitely slower there, so that's good. Okay. So while Kevin's
Why don't you work on the ID make while I'm doing this? This is a well-oiled machine here, people.
We've had this
Sorry
one
about
for a long time, and
Yeah.
and it's really become a part of what we do at the Lighthouse. Is when we meet a new client or go out to a new client's home, one of the things we always discuss is ScripTalk and how it works and all that kind of stuff. So we've probably signed up, or had
Countless people
countless
over the
people
years.
sign up for the service. Tracy, you had a question?
Voice speed adjustment.
Yes. Can we get a phone number for the ScripTalk information to be able to talk to somebody about it and order one? And then,
That's
okay.
a great Amanda question.
We're gonna address that towards the end here.
Okay.
But actually, I got the reader working properly. It decided to behave itself. So, and with that being said, is our video? Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So here we go. I'm going to try this again. All right. So I get the medication on the platform. I'm going to press the read me button.
Patient. John J. Smith. Medication. Amoxicillin. 250 milligram capsule. Instructions. Take 1 capsule 3 times daily. Quantity, 30 capsule. Prescription date, June 20th, 2019. Use by June 20th, 2020. Refills remaining. 0. Prescriber, Dr. Ben Casey. Scriptability Pharmacy. To reorder this prescription, dial 800-890-1180. Prescription number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Warning. Important. Finish of this medication, unless otherwise directed by prescriber. Warning. This medicine may be taken with or without food.
Now, what's nice about that is while it's scanning it, you can hit the previous and next button and go line by line. So, because that's a lot of information to take in at one time.
Right. So if you miss something, you can go back and listen to it again.
So I'll do that again.
Patient.
Now, so it's got patient.
John J. Smith. Patient.
See, I just repeated that.
John J.
Pressing the
Smith.
next button.
Medication.
So going
Amoxicillin.
line by line.
250 milligram capsule.
And if I go to the next line, I'm like, wait a minute, where was that last line again? Medication?
Medication. Amoxicillin.
So,
200.
point being is you can go line by line to read, reread, or read again the medication. And I believe even after you remove the medication, the bottle, the information for the medication, the dosage, and all that other pertinent info is saved onto the device for about a period of 30 seconds. But if it doesn't play that back again, you can always re-scan that as well. As you said earlier, you can adjust the speed at which it talks. To do that, you can hold down the button over here on the left as it's facing you, and it will go into voice adjust. And then you could press the arrow keys to the right or left to increase, decrease the speed at which it's the platform is speaking. I don't know, Sean and I, we are JAWS guys, so we are accustomed to listening to fast speaking screen readers, but it's very customizable. There's even a feature too where you can have it read letter by letter.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, as well. That one I've had a little bit of difficulty getting to behave itself, but it's maybe it's operator error.
What about is there a some kind of help mode on there?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Sean. There is a help mode. So the button in the center, the oval button with the bump on it, that's our README button. If you press and hold that down, it's going to go into a instruction mode.
Introduction. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this audio version of the ScripTalk Station User's Guide. Here we will introduce you to how to use the reader, replacing the batteries, adjusting the voice, and provide you with the necessary precautions for using the product safely. You can also repeat this same introduction at any time by pressing and holding the oval center read button for 3 seconds.
So I can press it again to stop it. But as I said, if I wanted to continue listening to that, I would just hold on the read button for 3 seconds, and it would transition into that instruction mode. If I'm not mistaken, Amanda, I believe the ScripTalk platform, when a participant receives it, it comes with a CD. Is that correct?
Yeah, so it comes with a CD that has the audio instruction guide. It also has a large print instruction guide, and then the onboard help file that you just played.
Yes, wonderful. Also, the question may arise for some people as well, what if I want to take this with me on the go and I have a prescription, but I don't want everybody, who's in my, within my vicinity to listen to everything being read aloud. You have sensitive information here with medication. There is a headphone jack on the back of this. You plug in a pair of earbuds or a headphone, and you can discreetly listen to what's being read aloud by the ScripTalk station. So I find those are helpful features. It did mention earlier batteries, and this one, for example, does take batteries. It also has a AC/DC power adapter that you can plug in as well and leaving it charged. To take the batteries off, it takes 2 AA batteries. What you'll notice, and I'll leave this on, is that if you don't turn this off within like a 5-minute period, it will have a chime and a couple of dings to remind you, like, hello, turn me off, to conserve power, which is a pretty handy reminder, I find. With respect to the pill bottles, what's also nice is they can be produced in a variety of formats, right, Amanda? I think we have
Yes.
large print and...
Yeah, so there's large print, which goes anywhere from 12-point font to 22-point font. And I believe the pharmacies that do provide it are standard 18. And then we also have Braille labels. And then we have the talking labels. You will notice, though, that the Braille and the large print are available as widely as the talking. And so really you're going to find that Braille and large print option available through mail order only. We don't have any in-store options available for that right now.
In fact, I'm holding up a large print medication bottle right now that's got a label on there. You mentioned mail. Sometimes I get this question, Amanda. People ask me, well, what if I get my medication via mail? How do I set that up with Envision's program so that when I get it in the mail, it has the tag?
Yeah, so a lot of people nowadays have to use mail order pharmacies, and that's pretty common. All major mail order pharmacies provide ScripTalk, so that's the good news. I always tell people, call us at Envision America to help you get set up with a mail order, because we can send an email and take care of it so your file with them gets flagged right away. A lot of times it's the fastest and headache-free way to get set up. Those call centers that they have are so large that you risk getting a call center agent that may not know what ScripTalk is, and you may be put on hold while they're trying to find the right team. So calling us at Envision America is definitely your best and fastest way to get set up with it.
So by contacting you, then you could in turn contact the pharmacy, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
Good, excellent. Also, what I found really helpful is on the website on Envision America. Is it envisionamerica.org or .com?
It's envisionamerica.com, and it's
.com.
ENVISION, America.
Okay. There's a link on there that says find a pharmacy, and if you go on there, you can type in your zip code. So I typed in my zip code, and it pulled up all the participating pharmacies that have ScripTalk. And there were about 3 or 4 within my area, and one of them was even a Sam's Club, which I wasn't even aware had that available. So I thought that was pretty cool.
So yeah, that is such a helpful tool. The only thing I would say, as a caution is all Walmart and Sam's Clubs participate, but they do it based on request. So not until they've gotten a request and inputted and installed the ScripTalk do we add them to our website. So you may have a Walmart that's closer to you that's not listed on our website, but that just means that they haven't had a request yet. You could be their first request, and we can help make that super easy for them to get it in for you.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, we got a couple of questions here. Let's tend to those real quick.
All right, who do we have first?
Let's see, we have Tracy. Go ahead, Tracy.
Yes. I was wondering, can you also get some extra of those, the printed part or whatever for the ScripTalk that could say like calcium or multivitamin or something like that? Because I have other not prescriptions, but things that I'm supposed to be taking, and those are hard to know what's what, because usually those are both big bottles, and there's a couple other vitamins that I take, and I'm just wondering if there was anything that we could label that I could use the ScripTalk.
You guys want me to take that one?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so they will not provide you with a label for you to place on the bottle yourself. However, if you're filling prescriptions at a pharmacy, in most cases, if your doctor writes you a prescription for that vitamin or supplement that you're taking and you're buying it over the counter, your pharmacist will still label it for you. So although you're not fulfilling it through the pharmacy per se, maybe you're taking it off the shelf, as long as your doctor writes the prescription on how they want you to take it, they will create that ScripTalk label and put it on your bottles for you.
Okay, because my doctor has told me to take it, but I don't have a prescription. I don't have anything that says from the doctor, but I guess I could call the doctor and have her.
Absolutely.
Actually,
Yep,
yeah.
and just explain to them what you're doing, and they'd be happy to write you a script for it. What the pharmacist is looking for is instructions from your doctor. Since legally they can't be the ones that provide that to you, your doctor has to tell them what that has to say. And so that's really for any of the over-the-counter medications. If your doctor can write you that script for it and you're picking it up and still over-the-counter, they'll make you one of those labels.
Okay. And then what if like CVS Pharmacy or Walgreens or something, what if they're not wanting to use ScripTalk?
So we encourage you to continue to push and request that information. Those are two major chains, and they do not offer ScripTalk in store. So that would be difficult. Walgreens has their own option available. And so if you don't want to switch pharmacies and want to stay with Walgreens, I encourage you to ask for that. CVS, again, tell them that you want ScripTalk, and then they do have a mail order option that we could help you look into. But then, of course, any other of the locations in your area that do provide it, we can help let you know who those are too.
Okay. And then basically, is there any, like, for example, I can go into a store and get assistance, and they have to do that. But does a pharmacy have to use ScripTalk?
That's such a good question. So according to ADA, yes, they do. But that doesn't mean that they will. And that's the unfortunate part. Now, there's also the Affordable Care Act. There's a section of that says that they have to provide it as well. Again, that doesn't mean that they will. Now, we've seen states implement laws at a state level requiring the pharmacies to do this. Nevada was the first one. Oregon was the second. And there are some other states that currently have written the bills and have put them in front of the House to start voting on. I don't know if Texas has one currently in-house. But I know ACB and NFB, American Council of Blind or National Federation of the Blind, those groups have been leading the way with regards to that legislation at a state level that's requiring this. So beyond a federal law or the Affordable Care Act law, beyond that, they're implementing this at a state level and requiring that the pharmacy boards make
Good.
pharmacies do this. So
Okay.
right now, though, I don't think Texas has one.
Okay. And then when we get your phone number, can we just call y'all and then have y'all contact CVS Pharmacy or whichever pharmacy that we use?
Yeah, so we definitely can do that for you. Again, it's always important that you are the one asking for it first.
Mm-hmm.
In regards to the major chains like Walgreens and CVS, we do keep a running list of people who have requested it, and we do share that with them periodically as an incentive and why they should be providing it in store. But at this time or in the near future, I don't see that happening. So you would definitely want to consider switching pharmacies if you want this in store.
Okay.
Pharmacies button.
Thanks, Tracy.
Just happy
Button.
Real quick, Dina, I know you got a question, but hang on real quick. We're going to run through just real quick and talk about the apps. So as Amanda mentioned, both iPhone and Android have an app called ScripTalk, and it works similar to the device Kevin was showing, except, of course, it's an app on your phone. Now, I believe you do have to have the newer phones, and Amanda, you can correct me, is it like the 7 and above or the iPhone 8 and above?
So it's iPhone 7 and higher, and that's because of the way they introduced Apple Pay. Apple Pay is the RFID component in the iPhone, and Apple didn't open that up to developers until iPhone 7. So iPhone 7 and higher it'll work with, and then with Android phones, as long as your Android has an NFC, which is near field communication reader, then it'll work with ScripTalk. If you're an Android user and you go to the Play Store and search ScripTalk, if it does not come up in the Play Store, that's because your phone is not equipped with NFC. So same with iPhone. If you go to the App Store and you can't find it, you have an iPhone 6 SE and lower, so it wouldn't work with it, and so that's why it wouldn't show up in the App Store or the Play Store for you.
Okay.
Good to know.
So yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay, let me just scan a bottle here.
Quick scan button.
And you're just pointing at the phone at the bottle, right, Sean?
ScripTalk. Prescription information idle.
Well,
Stay button.
Okay. Cool.
Script full scan. ScripTalk. Script full quick alert. ScripTalk. Home button. Stay button. Home.
Well,
Quick scan.
maybe.
Quick scan.
History. Quick scan. Alert. Ready to scan. Amoxicillin 500 ml. No medication. No ready to scan.
Do that.
Do this one.
Yeah.
No cancel. Cancel button. No medication. Cancel. Full scan button. Alert. Ready to scan. Ready to scan. Place ScripTalk label over. Medication. Happy pills 10 milligrams. Instructions. Take 1 pill every day. Quantity 30. Fill date April 1st, 2018. Use by date April 1st, 2019. Refills remaining unlimited. Prescriber Dr. I.M. Independent.
That's great.
Yes, that is great. Yeah, catchy.
So yeah, that's definitely makes it a lot simpler to access, and you can download it on your phone. It's it's a pretty straightforward app to use. Go, Rebecca.
1:39 p.m. 1:39 p.m.
So let's go ahead and get to Dina's question.
Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So hi, Amanda. My name is Dina Abramson. I am the Disability Information and Referral Coordinator for the Talking Book program. We serve the whole state and provide disability and health-related information. So for people who call me and ask about talking prescription labels, I do tell them about ScripTalk. And if they tell me, oh, well, my pharmacy doesn't have that, what I've been doing is I created a memo or a letter that I can send to the person who needed that information. But I wanted to see if what I'm sending them is correct, because I sent the website for ScriptAbility, and I said the phone number was 1-800-890-1180. So I gave them the website for ScriptAbility, not for Envision America. Or is that part of Envision America? Is what I'm doing okay, or should I be doing something different?
Yeah, so I would definitely switch that to the Envision America website. ScriptAbility will get them to us because it has a patient option. ScriptAbility is more pharmacy facing and what the pharmacists need to know to add this program. But there is a patient component, and if they click on that, it takes them back to Envision America. So
okay,
if you it's not that they would not be able to get a hold of us or find that information with that link. It's just Envision America is more patient facing. So that's probably the better one. The 800-890-1180, that is the correct phone number. And so, yeah, they should definitely call us and we can help.
Okay, yeah, I think actually that memo that I sent to the people that were interested, I told them to take that information to the pharmacy because I was thinking that the pharmacy would contact ScriptAbility, Envision America, and get set up through you. So this was a memo that I told them to take through the pharmacy.
Then that's perfect.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Okay, super. Great. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dina.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions currently?
Questions or comments?
If not, we'll move on to the ID mate quiz here. I guess I should get it going. So the ID mate Galaxy is the current version here that I have. It's a barcode reader, and it has a number of other features built into it as well. However, mine is just, the way I have it set up currently is just as a barcode reader. I believe it has an MP3 player,
ID mode.
There's a inventory mode. There's even a price check feature where you can scan an item and then price check it against other stores. So that's pretty neat. But my favorite part of this, so the device itself, I kind of think it kind of looks like a hair dryer almost. It's long and it's got this thicker end of the wand here that has the scanner on it. And so anybody that's used to using maybe an app like Seeing AI, and you have to really hunt and peck to find the barcode, this is not like that at all. This is really quick.
Very quick turnaround.
Let me scan an item here. It's almost like checking out at the store, because you can just
ID mode. Product went Fowler's chili kit to alarm.
So you saw that was, I can scan either side of the box. Yep, that's not it. That's not it.
Continued. Product went Fowler's chili kit to alarm.
So that picks up the item really quickly. On the front here, we got a long button which is used for switching categories. So it'll go to help, it'll go to systems, like where all your settings are, and then back around to the ID mode part. And then next to that long button are three buttons. There's a up arrow, which is shaped like an arrow facing up, a round button in the middle, which is like your select, and then the button on the bottom is the down arrow, and it's the arrow facing down. So once I scan an item,
package size 3.3 ounce, 94G.
I can continuously press the down arrow, and it'll read me information about the box I scanned here. And it works really well, boxes, canned goods, bottles, basically anything with the barcode on it. Now, I'll show you. Let me grab another box here, and let me scan this one, because the first box I scanned, it just basically had a description and the name of the item and that sort of thing. This one,
product pastaroni pasta, Parmesan cheese flavor.
So here,
Continue.
as I press the down arrow to go through the label here,
package size 5.1 ounce, 144G. Product description: the San Francisco treat, angel hair pasta in a Parmesan sauce with other natural flavors. Add meat to make pastaroni a meal. Pasta cooks in 4 minutes. Quality guaranteed. For more great recipe instructions, range top, what you need: 2 tablespoon margarine or butter, 1/3 cups water, 2/3 cup milk. 1 in medium saucepan, bring water, milk and margarine or butter to a boil. Then slowly stir in pasta and special seasonings. Separate pasta with a fork, if needed. Return to boil 2. Reduce heat to medium. Boil uncovered 4 or 5 minutes or until pasta is just tender, stirring frequently. 3. Sauce will be thin. Let stand 3-5. Paused.
So that there is super handy.
Yeah, that didn't just identify what it was. It read everything that you could see, to read if you were sighted.
Mm-hmm. And gosh, we get in the kitchen, and one of the big problems is the recipes. I mean, you could look it up on your phone, but a particular item like, I don't know, maybe hamburger helper or frozen pizza, just makes it so.
You don't want to put like cinnamon, when you're trying to put garlic powder into your hamburger, right? So it helps you avoid some of those things. Because identification is so important. And I think really, that's kind of maybe what just encapsulates so much of these softwares and these programs is identification, of knowing what something is, of being certain. And I was looking at some of the statistics on your website, Amanda, about the percentage of the people who use ScripTalk and feel so much more confident that they know what the medication is that they're taking and how much of it to take.
Yeah. Did you come across that new study that just came out?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was just published, and it took a look at patients that are using ScripTalk today, and they compared errors, confidence, and some other things prior to using ScripTalk and then after using ScripTalk. And the results studies are what I knew they would be. It brings greater confidence, independence. It completely eliminates the room for error. There were a few people on there that did report errors after they started ScripTalk, but the reason for the error is the pharmacy failed to put the ScripTalk label on. So not because of the inability to use ScripTalk, it was because they didn't have the access that they needed. So that's a really great study that's available, for that independence. So,
and just one couple more things I wanted to mention here on the ID Mate is that there are software updates that come out, maybe once a year, and there are also database updates. Now, I don't know the exact number of barcodes this thing reads. I think I've heard somewhere in the range of like 30 million barcodes.
Almost. On board, there's over 4 million. So I think we're at about 4.5 million items on board. So there's that database on it. But when you connect to Wi-Fi, that takes you to like 16 million plus items.
Yeah, and that's so you can connect to Wi-Fi, and that's what allows you to download the updates plus reach a lot more barcodes. So it's really a cool device. I can't say enough good things about it.
I can only imagine if you were shopping independently in a grocery store, that how easy that would make that experience to take a lot of the guesswork out, just walking down the aisle and I wonder what this is, and I wonder how much this,
You could spend hours in a Walmart or something. Maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
Maybe we should
could-
we'll do a on-site at Walmart.
Yeah, well, live from Walmart. Sean using the ID mate. That would make for a great video.
The cool thing too is they can connect to Bluetooth with that one. So if they wear the Bluetooth headset, not everybody around them is going to hear what they have to say. That one also has the earphone jack too. So they could do the earphone jack or the Bluetooth.
One. Okay.
A couple questions
Who do we
here.
have here?
Let's see. Rachel, go ahead.
If you need to unmute yourself, if you're on a computer, it's Alt-A.
Alt-Y.
I'm sorry, Alt-Y, and then on the phone, it's *6. Correct, Sean?
9.
9, gosh.
Oh, no, wait. We're both wrong.
How long have we been doing this now?
I know. It is, to unmute yourself on the computer, it's Alt-A, and on the phone, it is *6. Or if you do want to ask a question and you're on a computer, it's Alt-Y to raise your hand on the computer, *9 on the phone.
Yeah,
Good afternoon. Hello. I am on my, this is a Galaxy 8, and I am looking in the Play Store. That device, the ID Mate, do we download that, or is that something that we have to get shipped to us as well?
The ID Mate is a device. It's not an app.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a separate device.
So how would I
Amanda, do you want to?
Absolutely. So the ID Mate is it's separate from ScripTalk. So we actually sell that one, whereas ScripTalk is a free service that's available and you can download the apps and use the device. That again uses RFID technology. So it's a completely separate system. With the ID Mate Galaxy, that scanner is a omnidirectional red laser scanner that's on that device. That's exactly what they use in the grocery store. And so then it's built into that talking device, and you would purchase that through us. We sell those for $1,299. But we know technology is expensive, so we do an in-house payment plan for those. There's no fees or no interest associated with that. It's just a way for us to help make it more affordable. We keep a credit card or debit card on file. That's $234 down, and then $100 a month for 11 months. So that's something that our company offers.
Okay.
Hey,
Thank you.
I didn't know that. That's really good. And it is unfortunate that assistive technology is expensive, but it's a small market, and research and development does cost a lot on these items.
Yeah.
So that's cool that y'all do that.
And a payment plan kind of takes a little bit of the sting out of it, and it helps somebody to pay that off over time. That's wonderful. I talked earlier about the ScripTalk itself. I think the platform, the station is that's given out on a loan basis, correct, Amanda?
Yeah, that's correct. So it's a long-term loan, a lot like a talking book library, where as long as you're using it, you're going to keep it and you're going to use it. If you stop using it for any reason, then we would have you send it back, and we would, of course, get you the postage to do that. And then we reissue those to other people who need it. We do call and follow up with everybody every 6 months to make sure things are still going well for you. And then, of course, if you have any problems in the meantime, we can help address those. Maybe a pharmacy forgot to put a label on for you or something like that. We can always assist in those matters as well.
Wonderful. Tracy, go ahead.
Y'all, y'all answered my question already. I was just curious about the price of the ID Mate.
Ah, yeah.
So you answered that.
And it's funny because I actually did get an email this morning from someone at Envision about the I gotten a script a bottle sample or something about 6 months ago. Alice has a question, I believe.
Alice, are you there?
You may need to unmute at your end, Alice.
Okay,
There you are.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, Alice.
I just wanted to say I've just recently gotten ScripTalk and I really like it, but you do have to be patient because the first time they sent all my meds without the labels on them. And I had to call the pharmacy. Envision was wonderful with me, but I had to call the pharmacy a couple of times before I got it all worked out. And so now I have to finish my old prescriptions before I get my ScripTalk. They did get one label done, but the rest I have to wait for. So, but I love it. It's just that I have to be patient.
Yeah, sure.
Both
It's
pharmacies.
a little bit of a rocky start, but hopefully it'll get smoother as you continue to use it.
Yeah, but it was mainly because the people in the pharmacy forgot to initiate it.
I find oftentimes that, we all of us who are visually impaired or blind, we are always kind of put in the position of being an advocate for our needs and for those who are visually impaired as well, and not just an advocate but an educator. Because when I originally got mine set up at Walmart, I had to describe to them, what it was, because they looked, when I said ScripTalk, they looked at me like, script who? What? Talk what? And so they had to look it up on their internal system, and they found it, and we went through the prompts to get it set up. But it's sometimes people just they don't know what they don't know, so we have to educate, right, Sean?
That's right.
I would agree with that. Yeah, that's so true. And these companies are so big and they do send memos out and they do try to train their staff as best as possible. But a lot of times there's that miss. And that's why I always encourage people to call us at Envision because we have the right contacts and a lot of times can send the email or make the phone call for you and really take some frustration out of it.
And I have really found, Amanda, that your customer service is par excellence. You guys do really, really well with responsiveness and with answering questions and just really providing great feedback and help. So I've always certainly appreciated that about your program.
Thank you so much. But yeah, we really pride ourselves on our customer service. We never want to be the company you call and have to press a bunch of buttons to get a hold of one of us. So we always have a live person answer the phone, and we keep our customer service team really well trained. We have a mentality here in our office. We call it being a Fred. And there's a book out there that talks about the Fred factor, and it's about always going above and beyond for your customers. And so that's really our company's mentality here is we want to do whatever we can to help people.
Wonderful, certainly. All right. Any
questions, comments before we certainly appreciate everybody participating today.
Good turnout, it looks like, too. So, Amanda, by the way, this video, after we finish recording, it will be up on YouTube. And so you're going to be a YouTube star. I hope you're comfortable with that.
Yes, I should have turned my video on for all of you. No, we've been doing a lot of these lately. I mean, we certainly are in a different time right now. And technology is amazing that it's all kept us connected this way. So I find that I'm extremely grateful for these opportunities to talk to individuals.
Great. It's been
I was looking through the NFB, which is doing their convention virtually this year, and I think it's tomorrow. In fact, at 3, y'all are y'all are in their agenda to present. So
We are. That's
We
going to
are,
be,
so.
yeah, that's going to be a fun one. I think it's a health and wellness one we're going to be
Yeah.
doing. But if you go to our website, we are also going to have a live Zoom booth. So think of it as if you're attending one of these conventions and you're walking through the exhibit hall to visit these different exhibitors. We're going to have this live Zoom booth that's going to be like our exhibit hall booth, and we'll be available to talk to anybody if they have more questions. And if you show up, we will mail you a free ScripTalk t-shirt. So anybody on this call, if you go to our website tomorrow and come to our Zoom booth, we'll mail you a free ScripTalk t-shirt.
We will definitely do that, right, Kevin?
Yeah. Now with that ScripTalk T-shirt, will it include our RFID tag on it?
Yeah, I wish, but it does say "Waiting on the World to Change" on the back of it, like
Right.
the John Mayer song, and then it's all white. On the front of it, it has the ScripTalk logo.
Awesome. That is so awesome.
We were slow. We should have gotten involved in these conventions, Kevin. We could have had our own virtual lighthouse booth.
Well, maybe there'll be other opportunities, but we sure do appreciate the partnership with you today, and thank you so very much for coming on and sharing with us. It's been very helpful. Any other final questions or comments out there before we wrap up, guys?
Thank y'all.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.